What's up, everybody? It's Roscoe Red. I'm back in the kitchen with Mama Red. Once again, welcome back to Make a Meal Monday, the fourth one. Can you believe it?
I know.
We're cooking. No pun intended.
So that's all I've been doing is cooking.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, during the quarantine, I figured I would take my newfound free time and learn how to do something new and finally take advantage and learn how to cook more from my mother, and that's exactly what we've been doing. And today, we are preparing chicken linguine and her absolutely delicious garlic bread. Another classic
Simple.
Italian dish.
Yep, it's very simple. Easy to do, quick meal, delicious.
Alright, so first you said we're gonna get the sauce and the chicken ready, so what are all the things we need for that?
Okay, so of course you're gonna need boneless chicken breast. Right here I have probably about a little over a pound, maybe a pound and a half. There's 3 in here. And I'm gonna cube them up into small, like inch pieces.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna put some olive oil in a nice deep dish, 12-inch frying pan like this. Here's the olive oil. I like to use extra virgin olive oil. Once that gets a little warm, we're gonna throw the cubed chicken in, add salt and pepper. I'll add a little bit of garlic powder and some basil leaves. Once that starts to marinate a little bit and your chicken is cooked through, I'm going to take a can of, these are whole peeled plum tomatoes. You're going to take these, you're going to put these in a blender, you puree them, you pour them into the chicken, and you let that saute. That's it.
Right.
That's basically it.
Let's do it then.
Okay. So we're going to take the chicken. Okay, and we're gonna start slicing it into small inch by inch pieces or so. Okay, that's usually about what I do. Just like that. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna cut all this nice chicken up. And again, like, this is just plain. I just have the chicken, but if people like to add mushrooms or peppers or any kind of thing like that, this is a basic sauce that you could actually do that with. Okay, so I've cubed all the chicken. Okay, now I'm gonna add some extra virgin olive oil to this nice frying pan we got here. And you can be a little generous with this, but this gives the sauce a lot of taste. Okay, we're gonna put that chicken in that frying pan. And now I'm just gonna put some salt on the chicken. Okay, a little salt. Some black pepper, some nice black pepper, okay, garlic powder. So in other words, I'm seasoning this chicken, okay, and a little bit of basil flakes, okay. I like the taste of basil in this sauce. Now we're gonna take this, we're gonna bring it on the stove, and we're gonna let this chicken start to cook. So I'm not gonna put this on the gas, probably on like medium. We're gonna get the cover and cover this. Okay, use this here. Let's kind of mix this up here. Okay, so we're gonna keep checking that. So now I'm gonna take the plum tomatoes. Okay, I'm gonna put them in the blender. And sometimes, if it's kind of on a little thick side, I add a little bit of water. Not much though. Okay, just to get the excess tomato juice out of the can, basically. Okay. And we're gonna put it on puree. And on high. Okay? Usually I'll shut it off and hit it one more time. Make sure any chunks got all dissolved. Okay, and we're just gonna let that sit. And when the chicken's cooked through, we're gonna pour this sauce right into the frying pan with the chicken. Okay, so you're gonna keep coming over and you're gonna keep checking and make sure they don't stick together. And you can see how some of the chicken's starting to cook and the pinkness is going away. But we're not gonna stop doing this, or we're not gonna put the sauce in until all that pinkness is gone. Okay, so it's only maybe been about 10 minutes, but you can see now that the chicken is no longer pink. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pour, our pureed tomato sauce in here. So you can go ahead, you can pour it in. Okay. Of course, and then I'm going to taste this to see if it needs, if you want to put in some crushed red, pepper. You can give this a little bit of a zing if you want it. We have crushed red pepper too. So you can always do whatever you want with this. Is a basic sauce. Tastes good. I'm just gonna add a little salt and a little more of the seasonings just to bring it up a little bit. And I always do when I make sauce. I usually always add a little bit after the fact. Okay, so there's a little more salt. Because the tomato juice can kind of dilute your seasonings a little, so you might want to have to add a little more. We're gonna leave it on the stove now for maybe a half an hour, 45 minutes on a simmer. We're just gonna watch it. If it starts to boil on you, you wanna lower it a little bit. So you just want it to simmer now on the stove.
All right, so we got our chicken in the sauce and it's simmering on the stove. So now, what's next? The garlic bread?
Well, yeah, while that's cooking now, you can prepare your garlic bread. And that's what we're gonna do now. And all you need is to get a French bread. This is the one that I like to use. Hannaford's makes this. It is called a Parisian bread. I just like it because it's the perfect size. It has a great crust on the outside, soft on the inside. It's excellent for French bread. We're probably just gonna use half of this today.
Okay.
Because one makes quite a bit, but this is what I usually use. We're gonna use just some nice room temperature butter. I got like a half a stick of butter here. Garlic powder, salt, pepper, and then what I like to do at the end is my little surprise, which gives it a lot of taste, is
the grated cheese.
The grated cheese that comes from Little Italy Imports. This is the best. I sprinkle this on the top of my garlic bread before I put it in the oven.
Yep, so again, Little Italy
delicious.
Imports in Utica. That's my brother's store.
Yes.
So if you go there and get any imported Italian goods, tell him that Roscoe sent you.
Yes, and he's got all kinds of cans of tomatoes. He's got a
Cheeses
deli. He's got
and,
all kinds of pastas, cheeses, anything that you might want. You'll be surprised what he's got in his store. So, if you ever get a chance, stop down. He's on McQuaid Ave in East Utica.
Little Italy
Imports.
All right, so let's get cracking.
Okay, we'll take it out of the package it comes in, and I'm just gonna cut this in half. Gotta have a really nice sharp knife. Okay? And we're just gonna prepare half of this garlic bread. So you wanna start cutting it in probably about inch slices, but don't cut all the way through, okay? You want it to keep together, okay? You're gonna because when you're ready to eat it, you can just break it apart from the bottom. And by the way, this bread too, you can put the other half in a freezer bag and put it in the freezer. Take it out, let it thaw out, and it's just as fresh as the day you bought it. So it freezes well. I always have this bread in my freezer on hand to make garlic bread.
You do.
Okay, let's get a little pat of butter, and you just want to put a little bit of butter, not a heck of a lot, just a little on each slice. Okay, just kind of run it back and forth a little, just to swipe a little butter on each cut side. Okay, so now I've put butter on the insides of each cut end. Now I'm going to take some butter with the butter knife and start spreading it all over the top of the French bread. Okay, just like this, till you get all the top as coated as you can. I mean, you can use, if you want, like melt the butter and use a baster to do this, but you don't really need to. I just make sure that all the top, see, you want to put this butter on here because this is what's going to hold all your seasonings. The salt, the pepper, the garlic powder, and the cheese. So this is what I usually do. Okay, now we're going to add the salt, Okay, so you want to be kind of generous. Salt, pepper, okay, and of course the best is the garlic powder. So we're going to be kind of generous with that. All right, that's it. And then lastly, we'll take the grated cheese and we're going to sprinkle that all over the top.
Secret ingredient.
Yeah, I just love using cheese on everything. And then all I'm going to do, I don't even put this in a pan or anything. Okay. Get a nice piece of aluminum foil. You put the bread right on it. You can pick it right up. Just gonna put it in the oven on the rack, just like this, when we're ready.
Okay.
Okay? I put this in a 400-degree oven for 10 minutes. But you want to start watching it at 8 or 9 minutes. I don't know how hot your oven is. I have an electric oven. Chris has a gas oven. So I'm gonna see how long it's gonna take with his gas oven today. But it's 400 degrees for 8 to 10 minutes. You just want it to toast slightly.
How's the sauce doing?
It's good. Okay, so you just wanna come and just make sure you keep stirring it up. Sometimes what I like to do too is you can add heavy cream or half and half to this, or even a little milk. Sometimes I do that just to give it a little more of a creamy texture, which we'll do, and you don't want to do that till towards the end, so I'll show you. And some grated cheese also. Okay, this has been simmering nice. It's probably got maybe another 10 minutes to go. So if you see how it's starting to get thick and the chicken is nice and tender. So what I like to do, and I use this in my sauce recipes too. If you have a little half and half or heavy cream, we'll pour a little bit of milk into this sauce because it just makes it a little creamier, lighter in texture. It just gives it a creamier consistency. So I like to put in a little milk, and you do this at the end. Okay, and you can use half and half, you can use heavy cream. I have 2% milk. It's fine. You see how it kind of lightens up the sauce a little bit? And then I also put in some grated cheese and mix that in. Okay. Again, this helps also to give it a really nice creamy texture. So what I'm gonna do now, okay, got a little pot of water on the stove. We're gonna cook the linguine, so we're just gonna add some salt. Okay. Let's see, that's this one. Yay, I'm getting better at this oven. Okay, so we're gonna heat this water and bring it to a boil. And I'm also gonna put the bake function on here. 400 degrees. Usually, no, so what I'm gonna do is when that comes to a boil, we'll put the macaroni in, and then we'll put the garlic bread in, and dinner will be done.
All right.
Okay, so that sauce is done. I'm gonna grab maybe if I can get it out here without it going all over the place.
Half?
Yeah, I got about half a box of linguine here. Okay, this is DiCecco linguine number 7. And you could use spaghetti. You could use rigatonis with this. It's not chicken riggies per se, but you can use rigatones. You can use any pasta you want. I just kind of like this with linguine.
And it was good timing because the oven just reached 400 degrees.
The oven just reached 400. I'm gonna pop in. This probably takes about 10 or 15 minutes for this to cook. Okay, we're gonna take that garlic bread. We're just put it in there. Okay. Shut it. And we're gonna have Alexa give us a 10-minute timer.
10 minutes, starting now.
Look at you being all technologically advanced.
Okay, we'll just get this linguine to sit down in there.
You only boil that for what, 10 minutes you said?
Yeah, pasta's about 10 to 15 minutes. I find 10 minutes is good. I like it a little bit al dente, a little bit on the harder side. I don't like it mushy.
Al dente.
Al dente. Okay, so it's been about 8 or 9 minutes right now, and I want to check this, and this bread looks like it's done. So Chris's oven, you only need about 8 minutes. So we're gonna turn this off. Okay, and here's our garlic bread. Nicely toasted and crisp, delicious.
Oh yeah.
Linguine's done, so we'll take it over to the sink. Okay, we'll drain it in the colander. Okay. Put it back in the pot.
Let's get our dish together.
Yep.
And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen, some chicken linguine with garlic bread, and I cannot wait to dig into this. It smells so good. So again, guys, very simple,
Yes,
very easy,
simple, very
and
easy.
at the same time, delicioso. So try this for yourself, guys. Leave pictures and videos of your own creations in the comments, and we'll see you next week for another Make a Meal Monday. Thanks for
Bye.
watching.
Bon appetit.